All right, let's go over Monday Night Football, the Packers and the Saints. Well, what a butt kicking the Saints put on the Packers. Now, what a fun game to watch if you like offense, because there wasn't much defense on the field. And a couple keys going into the game that had to happen for either team didn't happen for one and did for the other. And I'm surprised how the Green Bay Packers allowed this one to get out of hand. One is the Packers, who matched them early on touchdown for touchdown, and then turnovers. When Aaron Rodgers is turning the ball over, it's very, very difficult to win on the road, and he threw some interceptions, although I love this kid and still think he's so poised and has a tremendous future. But then they allowed their defense. This shocked me. It had nothing to do with the running. Pierre Thomas ran the ball pretty well, and they ran it and were able to get some yards with New Orleans when they needed them. But how their secondary gave up so many plays. They didn't tackle them. You're talking about one of the better secondaries in all of football. In all of football, the Green Bay Packers. But it didn't slow the Saints down. That ought to tell you that the Saints can throw it on anybody. You may be able to put 14 guys back there, and the Saints can throw it on them. Another big game for Drew Brees. Touchdown passes, yards. The guy continues to pile them up, knowing going into this game that they were going to throw the football, because that's what the Saints do. And although the Packers' run defense is pathetic and been known to give up some huge games, the pass game did whatever it wanted with the New Orleans Saints. And in return, Packers going back and forth, when you throw a few interceptions and then the Saints capitalize, it's going to be tough to win. The Saints just had too much offense. Drew Brees had too much time, and Drew Brees was too accurate with the football, and they had people all over the field making plays, whether it was Pierre Thomas, whether it's Lance Moore, but it all comes back to Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is trying to keep this team in a wild card hunt. It's a very, very difficult conference is the NFC, but a big win, and then the Green Bay Packers fall back as only one of the Packers. There's not going to be a wild card person from the north either. They're going to have to beat the Vikings or the Chicago Bears and win the division, or they're not going. But the Packers' inconsistency on both sides of the ball cost them in this game against the Saints, and a huge win for the Saints. And it looked as if the Saints were throwing the football against air, which is saying something when you think of Woodson and Al Harris and that secondary that the Green Bay Packers have. But if you allow a quarterback to drop back and deliver the football, he'll deliver it with accuracy, especially if his name's Drew Brees. The Saints got a must-win, and the Packers put themselves in a very, very difficult position. I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.